This is the O2C Media Network. And this is Sports Final, presented by the L2C Media Network. I'm Harry von Stuttgart. Now, live from the Ed McLeod Sports Desk at the Tom O'Neill Studios in Jackson, here's your host, the Wild One, the Max Man Max. And hello again, everyone. Thank you, Uno. Take off the headphones because producer is hollering at you, and we all know that the hair gets messed up. There we go. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Welcome to another crazy edition of the Sports Final. We are glad. Boy, are we happy to be back. We just had our return to Spreaker, powered by, of course, the gang over at iHeartMedia. And now we get to complete the Sunday trek with this show. And what a weekend we have had. If you're a football fan, you have had a ball. There we go. You've had a ball, and I mean a ball, with today's action. All four games ended with some kind of a last-second big bop, otherwise known as their field goal or a touchdown. Let us get you the story of the ladder. That's right, the Chiefs and Bills. This one will go down in the annals of history as a game worthy of being replayed if ESPN still had ESPN Classic. But wow, what a game it was. Josh Allen and the Bills were firing on all cylinders in the closing minutes of Sunday night's divisional round showdown, with the Chiefs several times appearing to secure an upset of the reigning AFC champions in Kansas City. But Patrick Mahomes, like a good neighbor, came to play as well, leading the Chiefs on a last-minute drive to set a game-tying field goal, then finding Travis Kelce on the first possession of overtime to send KC back to the AFC title game with a 42-36 victory. Now, this game was a shootout from start to finish, and things only escalated in late stages, with Mahomes saving some of his smoothest work for the biggest moments. The former MVP was the Chiefs' offense for much of the night, leading KC on the ground 69 yards and one touchdown, and dominating through the air, throwing for 378 yards, and most notably guiding game-tying and game-winning drives at the end of regulation and the start of OT. Now, his usual favorites, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, were unstoppable down the stretch as well, combining for almost 250 yards and two scores against a tired and exhausted Bills defense. Without safety Tyrann Mathieu, who left early in the game. Oops, get back there. Who left early due to injury. The Chiefs' defense wasn't nearly as formidable, allowing Josh Allen and company to go blow for blow. But Melvin Ingram in their front at least got a few pressures on Allen to keep the Chiefs in the ball game before things got especially chaotic in the final minutes. Now, the easy and oversimplified explanation is that the NFL overtime rules didn't afford the Bills a chance to match the Chiefs' opening drive score in overtime. But the reality is coaching was the biggest culprit on an otherwise mostly magical night for the Bills. Allen was magnificent, matching Mahomes' poise and production with both arm and leg, and easily earned a shot at the AFC Championship on his own. Gabriel Davis was just as dominant, breaking out for a whopping 201 yards and 4 touchdowns as Allen's go-to target in crunch time. But the Bills oddly took a conservative approach at a few points during the game, most notably on a 4th-and-short punt, and inexplicably kicked a touchback to give the Chiefs more time at the end of regulation. Now, it didn't help that Buffalo's defense, much like the Chiefs' own D, looked completely gassed by the end of the night, but it's no surprise considering how often and successfully both Allen and Mahomes were uncorking it. But the Bills had no answer for guys like Hill and Kelsey in the waning minutes of the contest. Leslie Frazier may have helped by calling less of a prevent offense during the Chiefs' final 2 series, but either way, the unit failed to step up with the game on the line. Now, the coin toss to start overtime, the real turning point was Mahomes' first pass on the Chiefs' final drive of regulation. Allen and the Bills just marched right back down the field to reclaim the lead, but after Buffalo opted to kick off deep and out of the end zone for a touchback rather than squib it up the middle, number 15 instantly found Tyreek Hill over the middle, with wideout then sprinting 19 yards and allowing the Chiefs to quickly get in field goal range. Once Harrison Butker connected on the game-tying 49-yard field goal as time expired, the game was all but left to the ensuing coin flip, which the Chiefs won. And it's a crime to choose among any of the half-dozen or so highlight reel moments, but Tyreek Hill's dazzling touchdown to put Chiefs up 33-26 with over a minute to go was the big successor. Now, Chiefs are back to the AFC Championships. They'll be back at Arrowhead Stadium for Sunday's precursor to Super Bowl 56, hosting the Bengals, who upset the AFC's number 1 seed Titans on Saturday. The Bills will kick off their offseason after a second straight season-ending loss to Kansas City and find out what changes they got to make. Final score, Kansas City 42, Buffalo Bills 36. And I just want to say this. I agree with the critics and I agree with others who say it's time Roger Goodell and the National Football League get up off their asses and go with how NCAA college football overtimes are done. And it's very simple. Coin toss, and you start off on your opponent's 25-yard line, score a field goal or a touchdown, then the ball reverts over to the other side, who'll be on their 25-yard line, or on. Well, let me give you an example here. If the NFL used the college football way of doing overtime, we would have Buffalo starting on the Chiefs' 25-yard line trying to get a score, either a field goal or a touchdown. Then, let's say the Bills get a touchdown. The Chiefs would be starting their half on Buffalo's 25-yard line, would then have to score a touchdown and an extra point or 2 points to tie, or an extra point to tie, or go straight for 2 points to win. Simple as that. Field goal, the same way. Either way, you would have possibly one hell of a fun overtime. But the NFL won't do it. Why? Because it's logical. And the NFL don't think with logic. They think with their hands in their wallets. But I say to Roger Goodell, if you would just for once in your life go out of the box, adopt the college football way of doing overtimes in both pre and postseason and regular season and postseason games, the games would be fun. And more fun means more money for you guys. Look at what it's done for college football. The ratings are up and over the roof for some of these games that have gone to overtime. They've been more exciting too. Anyway, let's keep going with more NFL news. And yes, friends, the LA Rams want to ensure that next Sunday's NFC Championship game is indeed a home field advantage. The Rams will play host to the 49ers in a rematch of San Francisco's 27-24 OT win in the final week of the season in front of a SoFi Stadium crowd that included plenty of 49er fans. Now, through Ticketmaster, the Rams informed ticket seekers that public sales for the NFC Championship game will be restricted to residents of the greater Los Angeles region via the Mercury News. Residency will be based on credit card billing addresses at checkout. The Titans tried a similar tactic with the hope of limiting the amount of Bengals fans inside Nissan Stadium for this past weekend's divisional round playoff game. Under the Titans' adjusted policy, tickets for this past Saturday's game could not be transferred to anyone who purchased them until 24 hours before kickoff. The tactic, however, did not appear to work, as a slew of Bengal fans were on hand to celebrate their team's last-second victory in Nashville. San Francisco swept Los Angeles during the regular season. The Rams had no answer for Deebo Samuel, who had 8 touches for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 49ers' 31-10 win over the Rams in Week 10. Samuel followed that effort up with 140 total yards and a score on 12 touches in San Francisco's playoff-clinching Week 18 win in Los Angeles. He was complimented in both games by running back Elijah Mitchell, who ran for a combined 176 yards on 48 carries. Quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo was steady in both games, while the 49ers' offensive line did not allow Aaron Donald to take down Garoppolo in either matchup. The Rams are trying to become the first team to host a conference championship and Super Bowl in consecutive games. The 49ers are 2 wins away from joining the Patriots and Steelers as the only franchises with 6 Lombardis. Wow. Okay, let's go from the green of the NFL. Let's hit you over to the hard court of the NBA. And our basketball segment begins right now. All games are final, and the scoreboard, as always, is presented by Caesar Sportsbook, who reminds you that we are all Caesars. And let's get you all the final scores right now, and that means some shockers and some not-so-shockers. New York Knicks over the LA Clippers, 110-102. Boston Celtics over the Washington Wizards, 116-87. Orlando Magic over the Chicago Bulls, 114-95. Miami Heat over Los Angeles Lakers, 113-107. Portland Trail Blazers over the Toronto Raptors, 114-105. Atlanta Hawks over the Charlotte Hornets, 113-91. Philadelphia 76ers over the San Antonio Spurs, 115-109. Dallas Mavericks over the Memphis Grizzlies, 104-91. Minnesota Timberwolves over the Brooklyn Nets, 136-125. Denver Nuggets over the beleaguered Detroit Pistons, 117-111. Golden State Warriors over the Utah Jazz, 94-92. That is one part basketball. Now let's go for the college basketball. We start off first, as always, with the ladies. That's right, time for some women's b-ball, women's hoops. Women's b-ball, women's hoops. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Glad to see you here. Glad you made it. My name's Pi Piatti.
All right, let's
try out the classic chicken guy sandwich.
Take you to the full scoreboard for the ladies. That's right. It is time, boys and girls, for the women's basketball scoreboard, and we are ready with bacon. So I'll bring it to you. That's right. Final scores. Third-ranked Louisville defeated Wake Forest 72-60. Fourth-ranked North Carolina State over Virginia Tech 51-45. Fifth-ranked Tennessee over 13th-ranked Georgia 63-55. 15th-ranked Baylor over 7th-ranked Iowa State 87-61. 9th-ranked UConn over St. John's 75-57. 10th-ranked Arizona over 22-ranked Colorado 75-56. Florida over 11th ranked LSU 73-72. 12th ranked Maryland over Northwestern 87-59. Kansas State over 14th ranked Oklahoma 94-65. 18th ranked Georgia Tech over 20th ranked North Carolina 55-38. 19th ranked Notre Dame over Pittsburgh 77-63. 21 ranked Duke over Virginia 57-48. Ole Miss over 23rd ranked Kentucky 63-54. 25th ranked Iowa defeated Illinois 82-56. Number 2 ranked Sanford in California were postponed due to the COVID. That's right. Let's go now to the men, and we have very short Sunday edition for the male. Let's kick it off, kick it up, and kick it under. So let's go to it. 3rd ranked Arizona beat California 96-71. 4th ranked Purdue an 80-60 winner over Northwestern. Marquette defeated 20th ranked Xavier 75-64. And 21 ranked Providence beat Butler 69-62. That is what they had for colleges. And now it's time for the G League. That's right. Let's get you over to some G League scores. And here we go in the G League. Yeah. I swallow. Let's go to the G League. Let's get you over to double digits. Whoa, baby. All right. Sunday's games in the G League follow. Long Island Nets over the G League Knights. Let's try again. Long Island Nets over the G League Ignite, 111-99. Stockton Kings over the Sioux Falls Skyforce, 91-75. Wisconsin Hoyt over the College Park Skyhawks, 117-107. Iowa Wolves over the Texas Legends, 111-85. And the Birmingham Squadron defeated the Austin Spurs, 113-106. There you go, folks. There you go. Let's now get over to some hockey scores. That's right. We go from the hardwood to the hard synthetic ice. It's the hard synthetic ice. And folks, whammo blammo. What can I say but whammo blammo. Let's go to the finals and get you the Molson 3 Cup, or Molson 3 Stars. Pittsburgh Penguins over the Winnipeg Jets in a shootout, 3-2. Jarry for Pittsburgh, 27 saves. Carter from Pittsburgh, 1 goal. And Connor for Winnipeg, 1 goal. Ottawa Senators over the Columbus Blue Jackets, 2-1. Forsberg for Ottawa, 35 saves. Stutzel for Ottawa, 1 goal, and Corrali for Columbus, 1 goal. LA Kings over the New Jersey Devils, 3-2. Grunstrom for LA, 1 goal. Brett for New Jersey, 2 goals. Severinson for New Jersey, 2 assists. Seattle Kraken took care of the Florida Panthers, 5-3. Grubauer for Seattle, 28 saves. Appleton for Seattle, 1 goal, and Huberdeau for Florida, 1 goal, 2 assists. St. Louis Blues over Vancouver Canucks 3-1, a game that's so great, so fast, that we don't have Molson 3-star selections on this game. So there you go on that. Now, let's get you over to the women's Division I hockey scoreboard, see if anyone played, and yes, indeed, there were a couple of games for the ladies. 4th-ranked Quinnipiac beat Dartmouth in the ECAC 3-1, and in the WCHA was Minnesota State over St. Thomas 3-1. Let's check out the men for their scoring before we go to the minor leagues. There are no games scheduled. Oh, that's a pity. Okay, let's go now to the minor leagues. Let's take on what's the AHL, the American Hockey League, find out what's up with them and get some scores from tonight's action, if any. And here we go. Good games. Lehigh Valley Phantoms over the Charlotte Checkers 5-2. In overtime, Bridgeport Islanders took care of Springfield. Thunderbirds 4-3. The Hartford Wolfpack beat the Hershey Bears 3-2. Manitoba Moose over the Chicago Wolves 3-1. And the Ontario Reign beat the Tucson Roadrunners 6-5. Abbotsford Canucks over San Diego Gulls 4-2. And if that's not enough, the San Jose Barracuda over the Bakersfield Condors 5-2. Let's go from the AHL to the Big O. That's the Ontario Hockey League. Then we'll give you some good stuff. Boot. Let's get over to the Sunday scoreboard. 7 games played. Let's hope all 7 work. Erie over Saginaw 4-2. Guelph over London 3-2. Sudbury over North Bay 6-4. Sarnia over Owen Sound 4-3. Kitchener and Windsor were postponed. Kensington over Oshawa 2-0, and Hamilton and Barrie, they were also postponed. Yes, indeed. There you go with all that fun and all that excitement. Let's give you a looky-loo at the minor leagues. And let's take you over to the ECHL. And let's get you to the ECHL, boys. Thank you. Let's go to the ECHL. Thank you, boys. That's right, the echo. The ECHL gives us something good, something fun, something freaky. Let's get to it. Scores and schedule. And they didn't have any games tonight. Really? Okay. So, no games tonight. I think maybe sometime next week we'll have the games resuming after a long nap from that All-Star game. It's time for the SPHL or the Spiel. Let's get you some Sunday games, and I don't think there were any Sunday games either. They're back on the dot on Tuesday, and Thursday, and Friday. So that's it for the Spiel. How about one more? That is Federal Prospects Hockey League, or the FIPL. Let's go to the FIPL, see if they had some games played tonight. If not, I'm going to be tap dancing for the rest of this night. Hey. And here we go. We had 2 games on Sunday. Port Huron beat Delaware by a score of 6-5, and Carolina defeated Columbus 7-5. That is our hockey coverage, right on the spot, right on the mark, and right up the avenue. As we get a couple more little adverts, or not adverts, but news. The New Orleans Saints are coming off of a tough season as they went 9-8 and failed to win the NFC South for the first time since 2016. It was also the first year without Drew Brees, and while the Saints went 5-2 with Jameis Winston as a new starter, he tore his ACL in Week 8. The Saints would go on to start 3 other quarterbacks throughout the year. Quarterback issue is still a question, but now the franchise also has to reportedly worry if their head coach will come back. On Sunday morning, NFL media reported that Sean Payton is not committed to returning to coach for another season in New Orleans. He's been on vacation for more than a week and has reportedly, quote, gone dark on several people who are close to him. It's thought maybe Payton would take a year off from coaching in 2022, but sources told NFL media that if Payton didn't step away for a season, he would likely return to coach with a different team. He has 3 years remaining on his contract, and he would reportedly be walking away from over $45 million if he wants to be done with the Saints. Current Saints defensive coordinator Dennis Allen is reportedly expected to be a top candidate to replace Payton. This is a rumor that just adds on to the stress the franchise is under this offseason. Last offseason, the front office won gold in cap gymnastics after digging themselves out of what was considered to many to be an unprecedented hole. This offseason, they'll have to do it again as New Orleans is projected to be more than $74 million over the cap. Then there's the quarterback question. Taysom Hill signed for another extension, but would a different coach want to move forward with him as the number one guy? Additionally, the Saints have to make a decision on Winston, who is looking for a new deal. Losing Payton could also hurt New Orleans' chances of losing a major player like Russell Wilson to the Bayou. The Saints have had other free agents looking for new deals too, such as left tackle Terron Armstead and free agents safety Marcus Williams. It's early in the offseason, but it sounds like no one knows what Payton's going to do. In fact, some have said that Fox is very interested in Payton to be on their NFL balls. Let's get you over to the clover that is the scores and highlights and fixtures. Oh, just the scores of Sunday in soccer action. In the Premier League, Arsenal and Burnley tied at 0. Liverpool beat Crystal Palace 3-1. Leicester City over Brighton and Leicester City and Brighton and Hove Albion tied at 1, and Chelsea over Tottenham Hotspur 2-0. In the Africa Cup of Nations tournament, the round of 16, Burkina Faso and Gabon tied at 1, but Burkina Faso won on penalties 7-6. Tunisia beat Nigeria 1-0. In the FA Women's Super League, it was Manchester over Tottenham Hotspur 3-0. Brighton and Hove Albion and Chelsea tied at 0. Aston Villa over Leicester City 2-1. Reading over Birmingham City 3-2. West Ham over Everton 3-0. Manchester City and Arsenal tied at 1. In the FA World and the FA Women's Championship, Durham and Sheffield tied at 1. London City over Coventry United 1-0. Liverpool over Crystal Palace 4-0. Lewes over Sunderland 2-0. Carlton Athletic over Bristol City 2-0. Watford and Blackburn tied at 0. Scottish Women's Premier League action. Celtic over Patrick Thistle 7-0. Glasgow City over Spartans 4-0. Motherwell over Hamilton Academical Women 2-1. Aberdeen over Hearts 4-0. Rangers over Hibernian 2-1. Spanish La Liga action. Osasuna over Granada 2-0. Elche and Real Madrid tied at 2. Athletic Bilbao over Rayo Vallecano 1-0. Real Sociedad and Getafe ended up in a 0-0 tie. Barcelona over Alaves 1-0. In the German Bundesliga, Leipzig over Wolfsburg 2-0. Bayern Munich over Hertha Berlin 4-1. In Italia Serie A, Cagliari and Fiorentina 1-up. Napoli over Salernitana 4-1. Spezia over Sampdoria 1-0. Torino and Sassuolo tied at 1. Roma over Empoli 4-2. Milan and Juventus tied at 0. In the French League, Nice defeated Metz 2-0. Angers over Troyes 2-1. Bordeaux over Strasbourg 4-3. Clermont over Rennes 2-1. Nantes over Lorient 4-2. Montpellier over Monaco 3-2. And Paris Saint-Germain over Reims 4-0. In the Australian A-League, it was Melbourne over Central Coast 3-1. Adelaide over Brisbane 3-1. In Belgium, First Division A, it was Standard League and Club Rouges tied at 2. Union Saint-Gilloise over Genk 2-1. Anderlecht over Mechelen 1-0. Scoreboard over Zoet Orgem 3-1. And in the Dutch action, it was Fjord over NEC 4-1. Hercules Almeo and Go Ahead Eagles tied at 1. Ajax over Eindhoven 2-1. Utrecht over Sparta 3-0. Waterwick over Fortuna Sittard 2-1. In the Greek Super League, it was Eris and Lamia, Goose Eggs, Athens and Atromitos Athens 2-0. Salonkia 4, Volos nothing. Olympiacos 2, Giannis nothing. In Portuguese action, it was Maritimo and Belenenses tied at 1. Vitoria and Estrela Pereira 3-1. Victoria wins. Vicente over Portimonense 1-0. And Porto defeated Famalicão 3-1. And in the Turkish Super League, Hadaspor and Kayserispor Goose Eggs. Kazampasa over Kayserispor 3-1. Konaspor over Altay 1-0. Gaziantep and Antalyaspor tied at 0. Alanyaspor over Giresunspor 3-1. Trabzonspor over Galatasaray 2-1. And there you go on that side. All right, let's take you over to our other international coverage and give you that and do it to it with pride. That's right. Take our little friend, and I don't believe this. We are going to make it. That's right, kids. Okay, let's get to some basketball. In Italy, Liga A, Virtus Bologna over Brindisi 83-76. Cremona defeated Venezia 85-72. Trieste over Pesaro 89-78. Trento over Basket Napoli 85-72. For Tortona over Fortitudo Bologna 92-74. Brescia over Sassari 97-86. In Spain, Murcia over Tenerife 88-86. Bilbao over Real Betis 88-71. Baskonia over San Pablo Burgos 80-69. Bing that bell. Thank you. Bing it loud. Barcelona over Real Madrid 85-75. Obradoiro Cab over Bergone, Briogen 100-83. In hockey, Sweden, Djurgårdens over Oskarshamn 4-2. In the Czech Republic, Trinik over Milady Bolslav 7-3. In overtime, Karlovy Vary over Olomouc 4-3. Kesk Bujovic over Mountfield 3-2. Pardubice over Ziln 4-1. And Kladno over Sparta Prague 3-2. And let's go to some cricket. One day international. Afghanistan beat the Netherlands by 48 runs. And South Africa won over India by 4 runs. In the 2020 international cricket action, England won by 1 run. And let's repeat the final scores from tonight's NFL playoff action. The Rams beat the Buccaneers 30-27, and Kansas City beat Buffalo by 6 in overtime, 42-36. Friends, we have done it. We have made it through. About 34 minutes. We've only got about a minute left. No significant upsets in the Australian Open as of yet. It is still going on. If there are any upsets, we'll let you know. But that is about it for our report for tonight. And wow, we did it all in a very short time too. Actually, we're on from midnight to 1, But on here, we oh, excuse me, I was itching. We're about to pass the 35th minute. I will tell you, it's been fun, and I'm glad we were here to bring it to you. I want to thank you all very much for joining us, and we'll be back Monday at 11:35 for more fun, more excitement. And don't forget, February 7th, the Sporty Balls will be ready as Steve Sporty Balls debuts. We'll still have Sports Final, but it's going to be melded in to our newest sports title, Steve Sporty Balls. It's an idea that Mandy Summers had, and I kind of like the title. So, from all of us here at Sports Final, we will see you tomorrow, still on Sports Final at 11:30. So, from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk here at the Tom O'Neill Studios, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley saying thank you for watching and joining us. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. We're going to whack it around, folks. We're going to make this funnier, more entertaining than you can shake a stick at. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications on when we're on and if we're going to be late or not. But we thank you all for watching and have a great rest of your night on the West Coast and have a good morning here on the East Coast and Midwest. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. For Harry Von Stuttgart and all of our crew, I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. So long, everybody, and good night.